There was traffic chaos in parts of Kowloon today after a signboard was in danger of falling onto Nathan Road. As Jenny Lam reports, police were forced to close a portion of the road, causing major congestion and inconvenience to those in the area.
The signboard that hung precariously off a commercial building on Nathan Road belongs to a karaoke bar. It was tipping to one side and part of it was already under scaffolding because workers were preparing to remove it. Just after 2 p.m, police received a report about the dangerous signboard and proceeded to close off the entire northbound lane on Nathan Road. Fire trucks were on standby while firefighters and buildings department inspectors checked out the structure. The contractor in charge of removing the signboard soon arrived. They said they were in the middle of taking it down. An initial investigation suggests that one of the 4 cables holding up the signboard had snapped. The contractor said they had only started putting up the scaffolding when the cable broke. The signboard, he said, has been there for 18 years. It is believed the karaoke bar received a removal order, but it's not clear what was the deadline for removal. People who work and walk in the area every day fear the structure might collapse. Blocking off traffic meant bus passengers had to take the MTR instead, and some of the shops along the northbound lane closed for the afternoon. The road closure caused traffic diversions and resulted in heavy congestion in Yau Ma Tei, Tsim Sha Tsui and Mong Kok. Traffic tailed back from Nathan Road all the way to Gascoigne Road. This evening, inspectors will try to work out how to remove the signboard safely. Jenny Lam, TVB News.
Turning overseas now, Britain is being pounded by one of the worst storms to hit the region in many years. Hurricane-force winds have knocked out power to tens of thousands of homes, while commuters are struggling with travel chaos. James Aiken with the latest.
With wind gusts close to 100 miles per hour in southwestern Britain, forecasters expect this to be the worst storm of the year so far. Fallen trees, flooding and downed power lines are forcing rail service cancellations across much of the UK, while about 130 flights have been cancelled at Heathrow Airport. Ports have also been shut down, halting ferry services, and many schools and businesses have been closed. The storm is expected to move out over the North Sea by the end of the day. Meanwhile, government agencies have been ordered to ensure contingency plans are in place while the storm continues to batter the region. James Aiken, TVB News.
Staying in Europe now, and new reports out today allege that American spying activity extended to Spain, with millions of phone calls, texts and emails monitored over a month. It comes as German officials visit Washington this week to clear up allegations Chancellor Angela Merkel's phone was hacked and monitored.
It's the latest in a string of damaging revelations which have exposed US spying activity on its European allies. Spanish media reported today the US National Security Agency secretly monitored millions of calls and messages over a month. It's alleged the NSA tracked phone calls, texts and emails from Spanish citizens between December 2012 and January this year. The US ambassador to Spain was summoned to explain the allegations. Indeed, German media reported yesterday US President Barack Obama was probably aware this was going on as early as 2010, but didn't stop it. Now Germany's Interior Minister is pressing for complete information from Washington on the alleged US surveillance of Merkel's phone and any other snooping activity. Merkel has already lodged a strong complaint with Obama and is now joining the growing calls for a spying consensus. German security officials will travel to Washington for talks to seek clarifications on the widespread US spying allegations. They'll hold talks with White House officials as well as members of the NSA. It's not just the Germans. The European Union is also sending a delegation as both sides scramble to defuse a crisis that has seriously damaged long-standing ties between Europe and the United States.
3 mainland activists who urge citizens to embrace their constitutional rights have gone on trial in Jiangxi province. Their trial opened earlier today under heavy scrutiny. A number of Western diplomats were blocked from attending the hearing. The 3 are associated with the New Citizens Movement. They were arrested in April for inciting subversion of state power. but the charge was later changed to illegal assembly. It's a closely watched case that underscores the Communist Party's intolerance of any organized political challenge. Indian police say a man has confessed to his involvement in yesterday's bombing attacks in the northeastern state of Bihar. The explosions left 6 people dead and 83 others injured. He appeared in court earlier today. The bombs went off near a rally held by opposition leader Narendra Modi. Authorities believe the attacks were ordered by an outlawed Islamic militant group. Now, according to one police official, one of 5 men being questioned said the bomb blast had been ordered by the Indian Mujahideen. The group has been linked to the banned Pakistan-based rebel group Lashkar-e-Taiba. Still, no one has officially claimed responsibility so far.
The president of Argentina has emerged from congressional elections with a smaller congressional majority and very little chance of running for a 3rd term. Voters in the midterm elections chose half of the lower house of Congress and 1/3 of the Senate. Opposition candidates won more than enough votes to block any proposed constitutional changes that would allow Cristina Fernandez to seek a 3rd term in 2015. And the president's former cabinet chief, Sergio Massa, won his seat handily, cementing his role as a new political threat. The 60-year-old president recently underwent brain surgery and was unable to campaign. Her popularity has also been hurt by high inflation and lagging economic confidence. Over to the former Soviet Republic of Georgia now, where residents woke up to a new president-elect today. Backed by Georgia's billionaire prime minister, the candidate easily won Sunday's election. Georgia's election commission officially announced that 44-year-old Georgi Margvelashvili won the presidency with 62.9% of the vote. The new president will be head of state and commander-in-chief of the armed forces. But in a move aimed at making Georgia a parliamentary democracy, the president's executive powers will now be shifted over to the government and parliament. The new president's foreign policy goal is to pursue close ties with the West and with Russia, a balance the country has long failed to achieve. His inauguration is slated for November 17th. And we're back tonight with more local news. Inactive bank accounts will no longer be charged bank fees in future. A number of banks, including HSBC, Hang Seng Bank, Bank of China Hong Kong, Standard Chartered Bank and the Bank of East Asia, signed a fair customer services agreement today. They will drop the charges between today and November 1st. The Association of Banks has issued a notice to urge banks to consider their social responsibilities and waive the fees for welfare recipients, the elderly and the disabled who have low balance in their accounts. From next month, HSBC will also scrap tellers' fees for disadvantaged groups, including disability allowance recipients. Right now, banks charge between $50 and $100 a month for accounts that have less than $3,000 in the balance. Well, one of the sons of the late tycoon Henry Fok has applied to court for the reopening of a legal battle over his father's estate. Benjamin Fok is accusing his elder brother Ian of withholding information that may affect the distribution of billions of dollars worth of assets. Jenny Lam has the story.
Benjamin Fok arrived at the High Court this morning with his lawyer. He has asked that the legal battle over his late father's estate be reopened despite an out-of-court settlement reached earlier. But his elder brother Ian wants to stop the hearing. His reason: today is the 7th anniversary of their father's death and it is not appropriate to have a family fight in public on such a sad day. His other brother, Timothy, is said to be in favour of splitting the estate according to a previously signed agreement among the family. High Court Judge Pun Siu Cho raised a number of questions, including whether Ian and Timothy Fok had broken the agreement, and if not, why the court should reopen the case. Benjamin Fok first filed a writ 2 years ago against the co-executors of his father's estate, including his elder brothers and aunt, as well as other members of the family. He accused Ian Fok of pocketing most of the estate and asked that he be removed from the list of co-executors. The case was supposed to have settled out of court through a mutual agreement last year, but Benjamin Fok later accused his brother Ian of failing to disclose his father's multi-billion-dollar investment in Nansha and asked that the case be reopened. Hearing continues tomorrow. Jenny Lam, TVB News.
A group of lawmakers called on the government today to grant all 3 applicants a free-to-air television license. Some were from the pro-establishment camp who said they were doing so in the interest of the public. Evelyn Lung reports.
Different factions within the Legislative Council came together today to demand 3 free-to-air television licenses, including one for businessman Ricky Wong and his Hong Kong television network.
The fact that we have 34 legislators from different political orientations gathering here means that we are actually responding to the calls from all sectors of society that are concerned about not just not having enough TV choices, but actually the impact that this government decision has on our fair business environment.
The Civic Party's Ronnie Tong said the government has misunderstood the broadcast ordinance. He said the ordinance doesn't say that if the market can't handle the large number of free-to-air TV license applicants, the government can then make a decision to reject eligible ones. Pro-establishment camp legislators said they signed the petition letter for the public's interests. James Tian from the Liberal Party said his party will support another attempt by Charles Mok to invoke the LegCo Powers and Privileges Ordinance to investigate the free-to-air TV license issuing during a council meeting on November 6. Meanwhile, the People's Out of Parliament Party, which had earlier filed a judicial review into the government's decision not to issue a free-to-air license to Hong Kong Television Network, withdrew its application today. The group members said they don't want the government to use the application as a shield to avoid giving the public an explanation for its decision. But the government was standing firm.
The important thing is we follow the regulatory framework, particularly our policy, and also a very objective standard to carry out all the work that is necessary to process the 3 applications.
Evelyn Lang, TVB News.
Occupy Central organizers and supporters have come under more fire for meeting with political figures in Taiwan to promote their campaign. Members of the business sector are calling for an end to the Occupy Central movement because they say it will do more harm than good. Ronnie Samtani reports.
In a joint statement to the press, the Chinese General Chamber of Commerce and 8 business groups expressed their opposition to the Occupy Central movement. They criticized organizers meeting with Xi Mingtai, a former chairman of the Democratic Progressive Party in Taiwan. Charles Young, chairman of the Chinese General Chamber of Commerce, said he is worried about Occupy Central organizers working with foreign political forces. Young believes Hong Kong won't be able to achieve universal suffrage if we let outsiders interfere in Hong Kong's political development. The group is calling for an end to the Occupy Central movement. They claim it will undermine Hong Kong's business environment, affect financial and business operations, and negatively affect the livelihood of Hong Kong people. Young refused to answer reporters' questions. Members of the industrial and business sectors believe that the public consultation on political reform will provide a better means to achieving universal suffrage. They say that rational discussion on the matter will help to balance the views of the different parties involved and in the long run will help with Hong Kong's overall development. Occupy Central organizers and supporters have defended their actions over the past week, insisting they have done nothing wrong. They have said that in the fight for democracy in Hong Kong, they should try to get the support of people from all over the world. Ronnie Samtani, TVB News.
And that is nice story. Yeah, very nice. Thank you so much for watching and have a great week ahead, everyone.
Good night.